Shuffling Songs by Kenny Loggins on Amazon Music.
Are we live to the public or just to ourselves this week?
We're going to try this again.
Tom Toby and Keith Suggs are live. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, fellas, ladies.
What a week. We need a tech guy.
We've got one. Listen to her. She's beautiful. Alexa, stop. Thank you. So, hopefully everybody's doing great. Here we are, February 4th. Man, January kind of really flew by. And
It did, man. It did.
and last week, we talked about a lot of stuff, last week that we probably need to kind of rehash and kind of see where some of that stuff is, because I think there's some things that we were kind of hoping panned out, maybe didn't pan out.
Yeah.
I keep notes, I'm that kind of nerd, but last week we talked about
Yeah, the GameStop was, it hit you before it hit me. You were a little prepared. I was living my sheltered bubble life, but since then, man, Jessica's, she dove into it, and I don't want to say she's obsessed with it, but she's watching a lot of stocks now and keeping an eye on a lot of different directions these things are going, and it's interesting what's coming out of this. I just watched the movie The Big Short, because it kind of helps you understand what's going on now, and it's we'll leave it up to everyone to have their own opinion and interpretation of it, but it is nonetheless interesting to follow along with.
So does it kind of talk about kind of what, because I think it's hard, I don't really understand it.
Right.
I think it's hard for general people like us to really understand kind of what happened, why it happened, not to dive.
So why
Go down.
GameStop happened, or
Go kind of down the rabbit hole of, whatever people think and believe, but just in generalities, like here you had, I know because I had a friend of mine, we were talking about, well, the airline industry is taking a giant hit, right?
Right.
He's like, or not airline, the movie industry. He's like, nobody's going to movies. He's like, I'm buying this AMC. It's like $1.15, and I'm like, and we're not day traders, you know what I mean? So like,
Right.
when I say like I'm buying it, like I might buy like 2 shares at $1.15. So
Yes.
it cost me $2.30
Yes.
to buy these stocks, right? So and I was like, well, just hold on to it, a little bit of a gamble,
Right, 100%.
right? Well, then all of a sudden I'm seeing the GameStop stuff, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of weird. And then when I see like the symbol is AMC, right?
Yes.
So when I see the symbol in the news with GameStop, I'm thinking like, what's going on? I better look at it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So I actually had, I think, 4 at like dirt cheap, and I sold them for like $16 a share. So it's like 2. So it worked. I just don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars,
Right.
to buy AMC on a risk.
So, and that's kind of from my understanding, the cliff notes of it. So GameStop got a new CEO that was supposed to turn it around. And so people started buying into the stock and buying into the confidence of that CEO. But your high rollers out there, this isn't going to pan out. So what they did, and it's kind of, you borrow stock against it and you bet that it's going to fail. So all your billionaires and the ones that do this for a living, that they are predicting that the GameStop is just a trend and it's going to collapse. And when it collapses, they're going to get paid off of this trend going away.
Yeah.
Well, some college kids said, hey, we can prevent that. Let's all buy into the stock.
Yeah.
So when the billionaires bought against it, all these kids on Reddit said, let's buy it. Now all the high rollers are stuck because everybody's buying into the stock.
Right.
So it's not going to crash, potentially.
Right.
So it's interesting to see the waiting game, and I would hate to have a game of patience with somebody that has $1 billion.
Well, I was listening to, I use Twitter a lot. I love Twitter. You say what you want about all the other stuff, and again, not to go down some rabbit hole, but like, you want news fast,
Yeah.
like, even if whatever news, it could be complete bogus news, like, I go to Twitter first.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the first place. It's like, whether it's celebrity news, whether it's, actual news, sporting news, whatever, like, Twitter has it first.
Right.
Like, and you get like here, like Channel 5, like, so I get like Channel 5 updates, right? So like, I'm a Bengals, Reds, Bearcats fan. So like, if something happens, like the Reds made a trade or the Bengals did something, whatever, like, I'll see the headline will come across my phone. I'll go to Twitter and it was on there like 10 minutes ago. Like 10 minutes, and there's like 10 different articles of whatever that was that just happened. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I was on there yesterday, and do you know who Dave Portnoy is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Barstool Sports.
Yes. So, got a lot of money.
He's doing well, and what he's doing also for like small business, man. I mean, the guy's raised over, I think, $30 million is the last number I heard to help bail out small businesses and whether it's bar, restaurant, cupcake, whatever. Now, what he's doing is and he's got a ton of speaking of high rollers,
Right.
Tom Brady, all these guys are just. He just had Aaron Rodgers on, just throwing money at helping bail out small businesses. I think it's
Well, I didn't know this. I didn't know that Twitter had. I guess Twitter has a live feed too. I don't know.
Okay.
But like, he's got this thing. It's I think it's DDGT maybe, or DDTG. I don't know. I'm not really getting a plug for Portnoy, nor do we need it. But, so I was just kind of scrolling through the timeline, and I saw him live, and he is going, like, he's in front of his computer.
Yeah.
Like, the language isn't great at all.
No.
But like, here I'm worried about, like, I bought all the stocks that those people, like, if it popped, I was on Reddit, like Jessica.
Yes.
If I'm having a 20-minute conversation about stocks with Jessica Suggs, like
I just have my speakerphone now. I just walked away. I just like, hey, God.
so
You guys have at it.
Q calls me on the phone, and I hear Jessica, is that Tom again? Yeah. We're talking.
Is that Tommy? Is what?
Yeah.
she said.
Yes. Thanks. Is that Tommy? And like, no more than like 30 seconds later, she picks up the phone, and she's the one that told me all about Reddit, and she was like days ahead of me, and she's going on and on and on about all this stuff. So I log in, I check it out, and I see like all the symbols. I'm like, okay, buy a couple of those. And again, these are dirt cheap. This isn't, Meanwhile, Portnoy's sitting in front of his laptop going live, and he is just dog cussing everybody. And even yesterday, he's like,
Criminals corrupt.
buy AMC. I'm not buying AMC. I'm out. I'm getting out of that. Like, these guys they're messing with you. Blah, blah. I'm like, great. Like, here I am. I'm waiting for this thing to rise back up again. And he's just screaming. He's just screaming me down, which is, but I've actually listened to him for the last 3 days. So you catch it. It's funny. Like, it's.
So the high rollers we are. Jessica stumbled upon penny stocks.
Yeah.
So I know very little about the stock market. I've just never got into it, but and nor did she. But she's got an obsessive personality, and once she figured it out, she really dove into it, and she's like, penny stocks, and I got to skirt around this, but someone signed an order that marijuana is going to be legal nationwide, right? Trend is going to go up, so she said, hey, let's buy some penny stocks on a couple of these companies that are inevitably going to blossom. So
Nice pun. That was good. That was good.
yeah, no pun intended, but hey, dad jokes so just come out, right? So yeah, we'll see what that does with us for us in a few years.
I just thought it was interesting because it's the first time I've ever really like kind of followed it, and you're kind of rooting for the underdog, and you kind of happen to be the underdog. It's like, if I can make $50, $100, whatever, off of these things, like, count me in. I'll sell right away. I don't care. Like, those college kids ain't gonna tell me what to do.
No, it's what we tell kids. We've coached both, and it's just the advice you give your kids: play your game. Do not get mixed up with a billionaire, because their patience is and their what they lose is a completely different game than yours. So it's great to because we're making money, with some of the things that Jessica's doing. She's kind of, I don't want to use the word obsessed, but it's captivated her.
Yeah.
And she's diving in, and she's like, look, we're up 7%, we're up 8%,
Yeah.
and it's those margins are I'm good with those.
Hey, better being up 7%
Yeah.
than negative 7%.
Yeah.
Right.
She
No
said,
matter what.
let's work to pay off a car. Let's move some money around, and the progressions of where we are to where we could be.
I'm getting good at this. I'm moving into Wall Street.
yes, yes.
It's funny. You're talking about sporting events and catching up from last week. I'm absolutely loving one, like kind of getting back reconnected with like Facebook Live.
Yep.
But last week, our basketball team, Austin's team, they had 2 games, right? And I want to thank the schedule makers that scheduled these games. Okay, so we live in Coleraine, Whiteoak,
Yep.
Coleraine, Whiteoak area. Saturday afternoon, right before all the weather hit, we went to New Richmond. No offense to people that live in New Richmond, but to get to New Richmond for a 45-minute basketball game takes 45 minutes. And then it's 45 minutes back. Okay? Which is fine. It's Saturday afternoon, whatever. I can handle
You
that.
should have called, man. It's
Yeah,
down the hill from me.
Can you take the team?
I would have met up with you there.
So, we got there, fine, 1 game. We usually play 2 games a weekend. We won, which was awesome. We played really well. Things are good. So yeah, if you see me go live on a Saturday or Sunday or even a Friday night, you'll see me on the sideline and my 9 kids that I coached that played really, really hard and had a ton of fun. But then Sunday, we went to Goshen right before the snowstorm at 6:45 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing if the game's at 1 or 2, but on a Sunday night at 6:45, it's getting ready to snow, ice, sleet. Again, 45 minutes to get there, 45-minute game, 45 minutes back. It's just, again, it's me in my old age. That's just, I love coaching them, but like I'd rather coach in the morning and then do grown-up things, after that. We won that one also. So 2-0 away this week was a lot of fun, but I want to thank those schedule makers at the Cincinnati Youth Basketball League for really sticking it to our 11U White Oak team and making us go all over the great state of Ohio. Speaking of sporting events, we kind of have a big one
Yeah.
coming up. It's probably the biggest of the year.
Yeah. Nothing's been able to compete, man. You look at rankings, and I think Super Bowl owns like the top 24 out of the top 25 most watched events of all time.
Yeah.
It's insane.
So, what do you like? I was watching something last night. I forget what it was, and it was just in passing. Most iconic Super Bowl moments. Give me one of yours.
Oh wow, that's a great question.
First, let me rephrase that. Give me one football, because the Super Bowl transcends
Yeah.
just football,
Yeah.
right? It's bigger than that. It's such an event. It's such an act. It's such a entertaining venue, whether you like football or not, right?
So yeah, go down a few. The Marizzis, man, they used to best Super Bowl party ever. We used to always go to the Marizzis' house. So just that environment, the spread that they had, everybody brought their creative stuff for meals and food for the Super Bowl. So that is unfortunately we never got to enjoy a Bengal Super Bowl, but everybody'd show up and talk their trash and fake bandwagon support and whatever it was just to support against whoever. I remember 2002 when the Patriots first won, everybody was cheering for them because they were the underdog,
Right.
and then how quickly that diminished and everybody passionately hates what they once cheered for, which is anyway. There's so many. That would be one thing is Marizzi Super Bowl. Guys, I miss you guys, love you guys. I would say, just as a kid growing up, I was a big Redskins fan, and my most memorable Super Bowl that I ever watched was Doug Williams just going absolutely bananas.
Oh.
Because I was a Redskins fan. Denver jumped out 10-0, and as a kid, it's traumatizing to see a team that you connect with getting the snot kicked out of
They
them.
had Elway.
And then so you're watching this, and you're like, my team's going down. But he threw 4 touchdowns in the second quarter, and it's just like, again, that young age of you're demoralized because your team's just getting slaughtered.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just physical. And then you're like, that cocky, chirpy little kid again.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's my team. Right. The greatest. I told everybody.
Until tomorrow.
So, but that was, and it's just one of the, we've all got our, our memory of iconic moments in sports, whether it's Kirk Gibson.
Well, going back to those two teams, like in that year, like I kind of refer to that as like the Tecmo Bowl, Super Bowl. The reason why, because like Tecmo Bowl came out like that same year.
Yeah.
The Redskins had Doug Williams at quarterback. Who was
They had the posse. They had
who was
Monk,
Clark, yes.
Sanders.
Darryl Green was, I think he was brand new in the league.
Darryl Green was a defensive back. They had Mike Heiss and I used to be. We played flag or backyard football. We were Dexter Manley and Charles Mann on the end.
Yes, that's what I was thinking about. I couldn't think of it. I was like, yes.
They had a safety named Alvin Walton that just thumped everybody. He was just.
Well, if you played Tecmo Bowl and you were
Yeah.
Dexter Manley, you come off the end, the guy couldn't block you. That's how like I got to know teams, like who they were on Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah, okay. So Heiss would always play with the Falcons, and he had Deion Sanders, and that dude ran so fast, he couldn't get away.
Well, you got to go like this.
So you had
down.
you had Deion Sanders, who you just couldn't get around. You had Lawrence Taylor, who you couldn't get away from,
No.
and Dexter Manley.
Yes.
The dude was an animal.
Well, Lawrence Taylor would line up right at the spot too, like the extra points. There was nothing more frustrating, like when he would just blow right through the center
Yes.
and dive in and block the extra point. So anyway, we kind of went down that rabbit hole there, but
No, that was good. That was
So-
good, man. Tecmo was always worth venturing down that path.
so football, right? So let's go away from football.
Okay.
Being the Super Bowl is much bigger than just football. So
Yeah.
one of your most, it's going to be hard to kind of nail down one, but most iconic non-football Super Bowl moment.
Commercials probably. I mean, if that's what we're like. Somebody posted on Facebook yesterday. So Paige, my oldest, she works at Jimmy John's, and somebody said Jimmy John's wins the Super Bowl for commercials. So I open the YouTube video and I look at it, and it's pretty funny. Man.
Yeah.
The guy's going to Jimmy's John's, and it's fantastic. But man, I Marizzi's house, I guess, hanging out. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of just preparing for it, hanging out, just the. And I don't want to get sentimental here, but just the fellowship of all your friends and
Yeah.
and meeting up at somebody's house and just it's just a great feeling of connecting, and that's probably my single favorite is the parties.
So my most iconic football moment, and Brian, you kind of hit on it. I'm going to go a different route because I like positive stuff.
Not legs falling off.
So
Brian Biedenbach shared with us the Tim Krumrie leg break.
yes, which is thanks again for bringing that up. Yeah, that's right. We need that. Would be that same game was when Stanford Jennings took the kickoff back.
Yeah.
And like the game is over, right? Like similar to the same feeling I had in 2015 when Vontaze Burfict intercepted the ball and the Bengals had it and had a chance to beat the Steelers. Thanks, Brian. You took me down this wormhole, by the way. And it didn't happen. So I just choose to remember Stanford Jennings returning the kick, and I'm going to pretend as if I didn't watch the rest of the game.
Yeah.
But for me, I was in 5th grade. I had one friend over. It was Mike Stoller was over. My mom was there. My dad had went to another Super Bowl party where it was grown ups and we were younger. So I was having some friends over, whatever, and we literally watched that, and I just remember feeling so crushed.
Yeah.
That was the first time as a fan of anything that I had ever been. Little did I know what the road was going to be like going forward, but that was the first time, right? So as far as football, like that moment to me was like, oh my gosh, we are on top of the world. I can't believe this is actually going to happen. Tremendous feeling. That team, was awesome. It's my team, right?
Yeah.
But if you're talking most iconic non-football Super Bowl moments, a moment that probably changed a lot of things. Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson.
Yeah. A little halftime slip up.
Yeah. Well, think about it, they used to let MTV, they produced everything.
Yeah.
And you could just get away with everything.
Right.
Like that one particular moment, you've got 100-year-olds all the way down to 2 and 3-year-olds just happen to be looking at the TV at the same time, and whoop, there it is.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever watched a halftime Super. I know of that. I know what happened. Obviously, it blew up all over, and the controversy that it caused, and the jokes that came out of it. But I don't know that I've ever watched one, man.
And the funny thing is, you said it because I wasn't watching either. I was in the kitchen of whatever party, and you heard it from the other room, like, oh my, like everybody runs in, like, what? Like, what happened?
Following social media after the Super Bowl, that was the greatest performance ever.
Oh, yeah.
Worth it. I mean, back to back to back. It's every other one. It just is the best, the worst, the best, the worst. I don't know.
But it changed the way people did live TV.
Yeah.
Anymore. Like now, there's almost a 7-second delay.
Yeah.
Darn near on everything. Just how'd you like to be the poor schlep in the truck that has to hit whatever edit dump button that he's got to hit in 7 seconds? Like, you got to be awake at all times.
So we're fortune tellers now with you saying that, because I've drifted away from ESPN, but I still keep track of scores. And sometimes when I'm watching a game, when a team's on the 2-yard line, I'll pull up my ESPN app and I'll refresh. I'm like, they score right here because of the delay of the TV, and it's like ESPN has it.
Yeah,
and it's how do you know? Well,
so it's funny you say it because we have YouTube TV and we stream everything.
Yeah,
which is on probably it's on the 7-second delay. And on top of the 7-second delay, it's probably anywhere from 7 to 15 seconds behind. That could be my internet. It could be whatever, right?
Yeah.
Could be the feed. I mean, we've got Fire Sticks on everything, and in my basement I have one big TV, one small TV. You can't ever really have them on the same game because they'll run at different speeds.
Yep.
So yeah, it's kind of the same thing. It's like you look at your phone, you check it out, and it's like. Darn, I'm really I love watching my teams. I do. I am crazy DVR guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I love going to my kids' games or whatever it is we have to do. So, I literally DVR'd a Bengals game and waited 8 hours to watch it.
Wow. Yeah,
But what do you got to do? You got to shut yourself off from the entire world.
You can't get on Twitter.
Can't get on Twitter.
Can't get on social media.
No social media.
You already know.
You're at a game, right? So I'll give you an example this year. So it was the Bengals' first game. So Joe Burrow is going to be the quarterback.
Yeah.
And I want to say Austin played football at it was 2 o'clock, 2 or 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even watch. I watched none of it because he had to be there an hour early. I watched none of the game. So I was like, I'll DVR it. We'll do something. Go get lunch. At a non-sports bar. It's you got to go.
Yep.
We'll get there. No phones. Just watch the game. And lo and behold, what happens? And Joe Burrow just threw his first. It's happened before too. Whereas a guy the guy walks by and goes, "Oh man, you hear what's happening to the Bengals? They're getting smoked." Dude, come on, man. Come on. Not that I'm telling people. I should just wear a big giant sign shh, don't talk to me.
I'll watch it when I get home.
Yeah, I'll watch it. Don't tell me anything about it. So, it's funny that you're talking about iconic Super Bowl moments. Those kind of remind me. Take it for what it's worth. It's just kind of those. One kind of changed the way we kind of look at things.
Yeah, 100%.
The other was kind of personal to me, kind of your first demoralizing defeat as a Cincinnati fan.
Yep.
So getting on about this game, right? So we have the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes versus Tampa Bay Bucks, right, with Tom Brady, right? So you have the greatest of all time in Tom Brady. You have what some people, which is surprising me already, are already calling Patrick Mahomes the
The
greatest.
next.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some of them even said like he's the greatest of all time. I'm like, man, it seems awful early.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not buying into that. I mean, he's sure he's projected his potential, his things that he's doing we've never seen before, which is the creativity. I back up, man. We have seen this before. Remember when Kurt Warner first got in the league? Come from arena ball.
Yeah. He's bagging
Like-
groceries in Iowa.
The NFL to him was like slow motion
Yeah.
because he came from an indoor soccer field with the speed of the game was, something that the speed of the athletes was not as fast, but the game was faster.
Well, it was so tight.
Because it was so tight. So for him to spread out, I mean, the stuff that he was doing when he first came in the league, it was just the greatest show on turf. I mean, that guy was just slinging the rock everywhere.
Right.
So we have seen this before. You're at and there's so much speed on Kansas City.
Yeah.
And there's so much outside influence in professional sports that with money, if he loses Kelsey, what does that do to Mahomes?
I mean,
if he loses Hill or any of those,
I would say
he's
Kelsey
stunned.
to me would be the biggest, right? Because
Right.
I mean, here's a guy that's got over 100 catches.
Yes.
He's got over, he darn near, did he lead the league in receiving? I don't know off the top of my head, but I know he was one or two.
If he loses Eric Bieniemy,
Well, yeah, I mean that's.
who's a brilliant, beautiful.
How's that guy not a head coach?
Yeah, I always
Do you
wonder
think
that
it's
too.
do you think it's because of their success? Like maybe like he's so wrapped up that or teams are nervous about like him being able to put together.
That classic cliche question to like pick 3 people in the world that you can have lunch with. He might be in that conversation because it's like, Eric, are you just cool being an offensive coordinator,
Right.
or do you want?
Right.
I don't know if he's publicly made it known.
Yeah.
I'm sure that creates ruffles in the waves,
Well-
but yes,
You got
so
to
running offense, the guy's a genius, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's there's so many moving parts. If he loses Bieniemy or Kelsey, what does that do? We don't know. So to find that out, look at the turnover that Manning went through.
Yeah.
Look at the turnover that Brady went through. I mean, the guys. I mean,
But you still have Andy Reid there, right?
yeah,
So Andy Reid finds a way to win. I mean, he won in Philadelphia with Donovan McNabb, right? McNabb was awesome.
yes,
For that run, McNabb was awesome.
yep,
4 years they make it to the championship game, right? One Super Bowl, they ended up losing it. Andy Reid gets out of Philadelphia, comes to Kansas City. Wheels start turning a little bit. I mean, heck, he was winning with Alex Smith as a quarterback, and he was sitting Mahomes behind him.
yes, he was.
Yeah, so like, oh, wait, who are they going to play? It's like, oh, now it seems like a no-brainer, right?
Yeah,
But if you look at let's look at the other side, right? So let's look at the Bucs. So you've got Brady.
yep,
Clearly, don't have to really talk about him. We talked about him last week.
yeah. He's on another. If anybody debates that he is or is not the GOAT, you're just
Right.
not
I
educated.
mean, look at the stats. Part of me, the internal part of me wants to always be like, no, it's Montana because he beat the Bengals in 2 Super Bowls. Yeah, I want that guy to be the greatest of all time, right? So I don't feel so bad.
yeah,
But that's not the case anymore. So, but if you look, Brady, right? Look in their backfield. They've got Leonard Fournette, who was a first-round draft pick.
yep,
Was awesome with the Jaguars. Had a falling out, right? Comes together. He's back. He's the backup.
yeah.
He's the backup to Jones, right? So I don't know what the story is if Jones plays, but those two, they get a significant amount of time.
Yep.
Godwin, Mike Evans, first-round pick. Now you add Antonio Brown to that, who whatever craziness that he was into before, he goes with Brady. It kind of calms down a little bit. He's back to playing football.
Yes.
And then to top that off, you want to go tight end for tight end, Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, he's a little old, man. He's a little step behind, but yeah, I mean, he still creates awareness.
If you put him in the red zone,
Nobody wants to hit that dude.
that's what I mean. You don't need him to do. And it's funny because he still runs fast.
Yeah.
He still runs away from people.
Yep.
But again, maybe nobody wants to hit him. I don't know. So there's a lot there, and we're not even talking about, the defense, whereas does anybody really care about the defense?
The defense is flying to the ball, man. They
But how do you feel? Like if I want to watch a Super Bowl, like you brought up Doug Williams, right?
Yep.
Like, look at the score. It was like 44-10 or 44. Like,
Yeah.
It was. I mean, it was a blowout.
Denver jumped out and they were done.
Nobody wants a blowout,
No.
right? But I love like a high-scoring Super Bowl.
I hate it.
I love it.
I had a buddy of mine out in Vancouver, man. We go back and forth talking trash because he's a Canadian football fan, which is different rules, fast game, wide open field, and he loves it. And he calls me 3 yards in a cloud of dust because that's what I like. So I love baseball. 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. I love it because it doesn't get the roars. But I tell you what, if you're in a baseball game and it's 1-0 from the 6th inning on. That is the greatest game you've ever watched because you're on the edge of your seat the entire time. So I do the same in football. It's the first half of no scoring ever. It is the most boringest game ever. But in the second half, you're on the edge of your seat of any play that happens. You're like, that's going to cost us. Oh no! So there's more emotions of really thinking about the game of Alabama LSU was like 9-6 in the regular season, all field goals, nobody got in the end zone. I could watch that game every day for the rest of my life because I love defense. And it's, when you talk about Aaron Rodgers when he won the Super Bowl and everybody just marries it to the quarterback.
Right.
Clay Matthews and that defense was devastating.
Well, yeah.
Just goes under the radar because everybody's in love with the QB.
And they could stop the run.
Drew Brees, when he won the Super Bowl, they had the Bounty Gate defense.
Right.
They were top 5 defense in the NFL. So I am obsessed with defense and with Fournette behind Brady. If you got the Ravens, the Steel, and I'm sorry,
Don't be.
Got it. Team north of here that wears black and yellow. Why are they good every year? Yeah, sure they cheat, sure they're dirty, sure all this stuff, but they play defense, man. They just play defense. They've always been defense.
But that's the cliche, right? Defense wins championships.
100%.
I don't care. I want to see. Like there was nothing like I mean.
So with that being said, I love watching matching
Yes,
championships.
yes.
They're like 72.
Yes.
The kid for
It's a basketball game.
ran for like what 500 yards
Yes.
or something this year.
Yes.
So sometimes I might
you
get
lead
pleasure.
me kind of down a whole other rabbit hole here. Talking about high scoring, talking about kind of the game in general, right? So, we'll come back. So remind me before we end, right?
Yep.
We'll give our picks of the actual game, okay? But with that being said, like let's talk. We talked a little bit about it last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like to dabble in a little wager here and there.
Right.
Let's look up what the current odds are. Okay, the current odds across the board we'll look at multiple things here. So again, I go to Bet Online, and they have all the odds and everything that you need, and then we'll talk a little bit about some of the crazy ones. So right now, Kansas City Chiefs are favored by 3. Okay, so that's saying it should be a relatively close game.
Yeah.
Okay. On the flip side, the over/under is 56. So the over/under 56. Do your math. What's that? 28 points per team. Like that game sounds fun.
Yeah.
That game sounds fun, right? Like so to go over, you're going to need somebody to score in the 30s.
Yeah.
More than likely, you're going to need somebody to score in the 30s. I think both teams are going to be able to score.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right now the Chiefs are favored across the board, even on the money line. But I like looking at a couple of other different types of bets, right? So they're called prop bets, and we'll talk a little bit, or I'll talk a little bit about kind of the craziness and the silliness of some of them. So they have a thing in here that's called Anthem Specials. This is always my favorite because this is where you get the crazy, like the stuff that's like you wouldn't usually pay attention to, but now all of a sudden you're like looking for one specific thing, right? So, for example, a coach. We talked about. I mentioned this last week. A coach to be shown first. So there's two coaches, right? Andy Reid, Bruce Arians. So if I'm,
they're gonna be obsessed with Bruce Arians because he hasn't done it before. So close. So
yeah, but Andy Reid's done it so much.
Well, I mean, he's only won one.
I've got a good one for you.
But see, it's how quickly we move on, right? So he's never done it. Oh, he done it. He's old news now. So Arians is
right.
Arians, the relationship with Tom Brady started off rough. Back there's so much storyline there. They're oh, isn't it great to see how well they're getting along?
But
and,
do you think they show him first? Or do
Yes.
they get Reid out of the way? Here's
Yes.
I've got a prop for you, and it's not listed here. I just made this one up.
Let's go.
Do you think? And if you haven't seen this, you need to. If you haven't seen this, you need to YouTube it. If you're a football fan, do you think they show at any time during the game Andy Reid in his punt, pass, and kick competition when he was a kid?
Yeah, I have to.
Have you seen it?
No.
He is like okay. I'm 5'9", maybe 8.
Depends on the shoes.
Right. So
Are you wearing stilettos?
like he was bigger than me, going against guys that were way shorter than me, and he
that.
looks. I mean, it looks
Yes.
like such a meme and like so like completely out of place. Like,
Yes. Now that you say that, I have seen that. Yes.
so if they show that on Sunday, I want props that they showed that.
Right. So that's what we were talking last week, where these guys were just prepared. So that is in the tool belt, because if it is a blowout, what do we have to talk about? Oh, remember Andy Reid.
Yeah.
So it's what we're not allowed to talk about here, number 14, because it's just so. You got things in your tool belt that are so far down the road, like, hey guys, if this is a blowout and we get there, we got to come up with something.
Something. Here it is.
Bam. This
This
works
is
every
the filler.
time. People love it. Yes.
So here's my favorite. So the length of the U.S. national anthem. So Eric Church and Jasmine Sullivan are singing it,
Okay.
from what I understand.
How long does the national anthem last?
Well,
like what's an average length?
So-
I don't even know.
I don't know. It depends on your singer.
Yeah, I
Right?
sing it. I know it, but I've never.
Alexa, who sung the national anthem at the Super Bowl last year?
Here's something I found on the web. According to Miami.com, Tony-winning actress and Let It Go singer Idina Menzel sang the national anthem at last year's Super Bowl.
There you go. So Idina Menzel, the Frozen lady.
Alexa, what's the average length of the national anthem?
The national anthem is 44 minutes.
No, you're lying.
I take the under.
How?
So
Did I ask the question wrong?
she doesn't want to be here today.
Alexa, how long does it take to sing the national anthem?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, the average time taken to sing the national anthem is 1 minute 57 seconds.
1:57. So
So-
we're looking at 2 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. So guess what? The odds are 1 minute and 57 seconds.
So and that's fair. It's average.
Yeah.
Or we're
But
going to be over or under average.
You have to look at who is singing it.
Who's-
So a lot of times, like if you get like a top 40 singer or an R&B singer, like they hold notes out. Whitney Houston,
Yes.
they hold notes out, right?
Yes.
Like if you give me Whitney Houston, I'm thinking the over is going to hit
Yes.
all day long, right? But you throw kind of a little bit of a screwball in there when you got Eric Church.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, if those two are singing, how's that gonna? I don't know. I've always taken the over, and then you sit there like an idiot with your stopwatch, and you're just like, in the moment that it goes over 1 minute 57 seconds, you're like, yeah, like I just won $5.
Right.
Like it's like the greatest. It was like the greatest feeling in the world. So I'm actually super excited about that. Another one here we talked. First player to be shown during the anthem: Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce,
Man.
Rob Gronkowski.
That's going to be one of the
It's gonna be
TV.
Brady.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the
It's gonna be Brady.
Yeah. 10th Super Bowl.
It's amazing.
It still numbs my brain.
It's
Like,
amazing.
and this could easily take us down a different path,
Yeah.
but like, how spoiled are we
Oh,
as sports fans? We've got to watch Joe Montana. I'm a huge Elway fan, but I think we can put him in that category. We got to watch,
Yeah.
Dan Marino. We got to see all those greats and what they accomplished. And for a long time, it was undisputed that Joe Montana was the GOAT, right?
Yeah, without question. I mean, three
And
Super
then
Bowls.
we got to see Tom Brady come along and just absolutely leave no doubt. We got to see Michael Jordan and LeBron James. You know, we got to see Walter Payton here. You know, we got to see Barry Sanders. You know, we missed Jim Brown, but
Emmitt Smith.
you know, we got to see Emmitt Smith. How many legendary athletes we've got to witness? You know, I'm in town and McGuire. Yeah, I know the things that are tagged, which we talked about with the Royds, but you know, I got to see him put one up in the upper tank, man, in
Yes.
St. Louis. I mean, so
Well, just that era, Sammy Sosa, Mark
all
McGuire,
of
like
them.
those guys.
Bonds,
yeah.
we've got to witness just levels of greatness that are just, and so I take pride in that. So I'm not a LeBron hater.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I got to see him play.
So
My generation got to see that greatness. So you can say some, but I would favor Jordan in that discussion for you know,
I think that's
whatever reason.
that's a generational thing.
Yeah.
I think if you ask, like, you know, I got 3 boys. If you ask any of them, right?
Yes.
If they tell me Jordan, they're lying. They don't believe it, right? But it's going to be LeBron,
Correct.
right? And so, like, it's generational. I mean, I think they're wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we were just watching Zion Williams, man, and like the size and the athleticism. You know, in all fairness, when we had Karl Malone, but we had, in our generation, we never saw LeBron James that size, that athletic.
Magic, I would think, would be the closest.
I love Magic. So mine is Mike, Magic, LeBron is my 3.
Yeah.
Because Magic Johnson, and it's Mike's Mike. It's tough not to have him at number 1,
No.
but Magic could have been a Hall of Famer at all 5 positions on the court.
Yeah, I mean, to think about that, I mean, before LeBron, Magic's 6'9". I know that because I was a huge Magic fan. Like,
Right.
Remember the starting lineups?
Yes.
Like, those little guys. Like, I had, like, my first one was Magic Johnson.
All right.
And so, you know, I just kind of always been pointed towards Magic. You know, the Showtime era. I mean,
Yeah.
he did it. Oh, he's 6'9". He's playing next to Kareem, but he's the point guard. They're almost the exact same size, but Magic's playing point.
Silky smooth.
Yeah, I mean, just straight legends, right? So that's a good segue, you know, kind of into, you know, when we're talking about our show and kind of, you know, different impacts and things that, you know, as this kind of grows and hopefully it does, we've had some folks that kind of reached out to us and given us some ideas, and I'll let you kind of just roll with it and talk about kind of what we have going on.
Yeah, so our friend Ryan Weber is he's got his brand going out there. Local Legends is what it's called. So again, it's a perfect segue. You know, we were talking about it before the show because Ryan reached out and you know he likes what we're doing, just changing the pace of things. And I tell you what, man, we had a 45-minute conversation, and that dude's personality it's up there with the most infectious people you'll ever want to talk to. I mean, if you're ever just, you know, at an idle stage or just bummed out, reach out to that dude, man. He's just
Bundle of energy.
and it's just positive. It's just, you know, life is going to deal you a hand.
Yeah.
And we've had that conversation. Figure it out.
Right.
You know, not in an empathetic way, just lack of sympathy towards someone, but it's there's nothing new under the sun, man. Everybody's had trials and tribulations and tough times in their life. Just figure it out. And but to talk to him, it's great. But and that's why he started Local Legends, man. Is the conversation we had is we all know somebody that is like legendary to us, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's your dad, whether it's just a guy in the neighborhood that just helps everybody out. You're like, man, we appreciate the guy. He does a lot of things that are just nobody asks him to do it. He just does the right thing all the time. You know, take that guy, just come away from the sports world and just talk about life and who plays a role in your life and the significant people in your life. And they're legendary to you.
Right.
So to you, they're local, and they're local legends.
Yeah.
So that's where he started the brand, and you know, he said you can be a self-proclaimed local legend if you want. I'm legendary, right? Just tag yourself.
So show them the product.
So yeah, I got a hat on here, so I'll let everybody see it. We're going to super dope logo.
So got a hat.
So yeah, we're
Thank
going
you,
to
Ron. check this out. This thing's tight.
The hoodie's unbelievable. Jessica's trying to jack it from me, so I got it. She was like, "This thing's so soft and comfortable," and so she's wearing this. And you guys saw my attempt at modeling. My 13-year-old daughter took me outside and did some stuff. But
She was good. Like,
yeah.
she made you look good.
She did.
Yeah.
Thank God for edits and
Yeah,
filters and
yes.
stuff like that. So on this hoodie, it's kind of cool. I'm gonna get up elevated here if I can. So on the back, it's got again the Local Legends logo.
Which your logo's sweet.
It is. I love it.
That's
love
awesome.
So mass plugs, mass love to Ryan Weber, and we're gonna tag the Local Legends website on here so you can go shopping. They got bourbon glasses with the frosted Local Legends logo in it. Coffee tumblers.
We've got to get Ryan on.
But yeah, next week
Somehow, some way, we've got to get Ryan on. So where's he at?
he is in North Carolina.
Okay, so it's going to have to obviously be remote, unless you want to come in. We can't really afford to fly you in. But,
So
maybe we'll buy you lunch if you showed up.
yeah,
But yeah, I'd love to have him on because I'd love this. I'd love the actual story out of his mouth.
oh, it's
Just how this came about.
get you hyped definitely. But we all know somebody that is just
It's true.
I don't want to say significant, but legendary.
Right. It could be good. It could be bad.
Dad. Week one, I'm following my parents. Dad.
Yeah.
To me, you're a freaking legend, man. And wear this because you mean something, and it's a great logo. So easy conversation starter. It's like, oh, you're a local legend. Why?
No, is this
In the eyes of my kid, I'm a legend.
right? And that awesome.
So you can go there, or you can have fun with it. Like me, I don't
So
self-proclaimed local
So-
legend. In my head, I am one. So
and you've got the hat on, you've got the sweatshirt on, and I've got this awesome hat here, but I can't see myself. Like, does this look like the kids wear it? Like, is it flat?
it is a little flat, yeah.
So okay, so I don't really like that. I gotta go with you.
I'm the slouched, relaxed.
Yeah, you're the hat man. So how's that better?
Yeah.
Better? Yeah, I like that better. So thanks again, Ryan. Again, want to have you on. Want to hear the whole story. Plus, we can have some fun. Try to have some fun. I'm sure we'll look like idiots trying to make that happen. Going from here to
How do you
Carolina.
add somebody on live?
We can probably do it. We'll figure out a way. And
Yeah.
maybe we'll just ask people if you want to join us. Kind of as that goes. While we're on kind of that subject, right? So you can kind of see kind of what I have here. It's like, man, that's some weird colors, right?
Yeah.
Some weird stuff going on. And so I made a trip. To Hobby Lobby. I had a close friend of mine, ultimately say, hey, I want to be a part of the show.
All right.
Right? So, he wants to be a part of the show. He's got a kind of same deal. He's got a business of his own. I said, all right. I said, well, no doubt. I said, I can find a way to support you and
Yeah.
to get you on as well. And I was like, man, I've got the swag, I've got the stuff, but also obviously knowing that, we've got this local legend stuff coming in. I was like, well, how do we get creative? So I go to Hobby Lobby, which, by the way, for any dude going into Hobby Lobby, like, it's just weird. It's weird. It is a huge store.
Yeah.
Huge. Like, I walked in there, I was thinking, like, picture frames and, you can make anything in Hobby Lobby.
Yeah. I've been in there a couple times, and it's like I'm like a 5-year-old kid. It's like, what's that?
That's how I was.
What's that?
I was
It's like,
Snapchatting to my
what?
friends,
Hold
like,
on.
look at this. Like, what is this?
Yes.
They had mannequin heads in there. Like, actual, just heads. Like, I don't know what you do with it.
I think women wear wigs.
Okay, makes sense.
So they use it to hold their wig, to keep
Yeah.
their wig, so they
Yeah.
can style it there. And
I feel much better about that now. They had, I don't know how you are with keeping things, right? So, belts, wallets, I keep those forever
yes.
and use them forever, either until they rip or fall apart entirely.
Yes.
So, I got a belt that I bought in Gatlinburg, I think 5 years ago. They have a leather store in Gatlinburg, and I don't like to spend a whole bunch of money, so why not get a belt in Gatlinburg?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm walking through Hobby Lobby yesterday, and there is I see a belt buckle. Not a belt buckle like a rodeo belt buckle, but like a section of belt buckles.
Right.
So like I could go in there and make my own belt and put a belt buckle in there. I had no idea that people actually did that. Like it's just weird.
I think the greatest belt buckle is a giant letter Q.
That's pretty sweet. Go ahead. So anyway, I digress. My pal and two of my pals, they are part of, if you can see, zoom in, White Oak Productions. Friends of mine, and they're DJs. They DJ weddings, they DJ school events. With everything going on, been fortunate enough to be close to them to where he basically has done a virtual online DJ party, a lot of Saturday nights in the past 8 or 9 months. Skinny Beer Saturday was awesome. So I was trying to figure out a way to get them involved in the show. Would love to have him on. I'm sure he'd come on, but just kind of introducing them, but in a fun way, because we like to have a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
And we like music, and we like throwbacks, and we like all these different things. So I created this game board. So if you know anybody at what is the Milton Bradley?
Yeah.
Hook me up. Right? So the way this is played is we've got a 20-year span on this board. 20-year span from 1985 to 2005. And then you have genres, right? So I like all kinds of music. I know you like all kinds of music.
Yeah.
You guys probably do too. We've got rock, top 40, hip hop, R&B, country.
The core four.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
At least in terms of what we like, which is the most important.
Yeah, I heard the 80s rock, big hair bands.
Yes.
Heard guys introduce them as glam rock.
Come on. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah. It's like, come on, man.
So my original plan with this was this is, and there's 20 different years, so 20 different numbers, right? So in the game, you spin, you start with a year, then you spin again, you start with the genre, and then you spin again, and then you go back to that year. I'd love to do it like particular to date. Here we are, February 4th. What was the 15th best song on February 4th, 1992?
Yeah, all that knowledge is out there. You'll see the one song the day you were born.
Yes.
You can find it.
So the original plan, and maybe again, if you know anybody at the Google place, add this. But I'm calling it right now. So this is my patent on it. If you can get, I don't want to say her name because she's going to talk or turn blue. But if you can get your local device or our tech girl, right, to look up and see what that song was and play it. So I'll give you an example, right? And you can't really see this. Maybe you grab the cam.
Yeah.
The reason we tried before the show, which was kind of funny in itself, to get this to kind of stick, but gravity, wouldn't allow
Wins all the time.
all the time. So unless you want to hear hip hop, the number 16 hip hop song from 1994, or maybe the number 15 country song from 1992 on a constant replay, it's best that we just do it flat, right?
They're at the bottom of the board when you hold it up.
Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin the wheel 3 times, and then I'm going to show you what it's like to ask our tech girl to play it, and then you'll understand why we went the other route.
Yeah.
Right? So, spin.
2004.
2004. Remember 2004. Top 40.
97.
Number 7. 2004, top 40, number 7. The great thing about our tech girl is she's probably going to nail this.
Yeah.
She's probably going to nail this. So we'll try it. So, Alexa, what was the 7th best song of 2004?
The 7th most popular song by Amazon Music Streams in 2004 is You Should See Me in a Crown by Billie Eilish.
Alexa, play You Should See Me in a Crown by Billie Eilish.
Here's You Should See Me in a Crown by Billie Eilish on Amazon Music.
That's not right.
Alexa, are you lying to us?
Alexa, stop. That can't be right.
So that's why we don't say the name out loud. That's why we're looking to
So-
update our tech
So if you go to
Person.
the old Google machine, right, and let's go to 2004.
So let's see if somebody can beat you to it.
Yeah, no,
Go!
top 40 songs. Let's try it. Okay. Remember Casey Kasem would be on here? It was freaking awesome.
Yes.
Casey counts him down. 2004. What do we say? Number 7?
Yes.
Well, I don't want to know. Alexa, play I Don't Want to Know by Mario Winans.
Do we
I
know
Don't
this?
Wanna Know by Mario Winans, featuring
Tommy Watkins got it.
Diddy Combs on Amazon Music.
I hope this is clean.
Well, it was top 40. I'm gonna say it's G-rated.
I don't really know if Alexa playing it.
I'm sure. Yeah.
We'll find out. So,
I do know the song. All right.
yeah. So, that's our game, right? It's kind of our self-made DJ game. So and I guess I have to say this, I don't know if I do or not, but I don't own the rights to the music.
Correct.
So, like, if we get cut off by Facebook, that's probably why. But I was gonna let this play. I do know the song now.
Yeah.
I was really kind of hoping to go back further than 2004.
Yeah. You know what? We can, Tom. Alexa, stop.
Yeah, let's do it
Do it
again.
again.
Let's play again.
We can do whatever we want.
It is our show.
Saul Wilburn had a great line that said, you can always start your day over. And I love it. Hey, things start bad, you spill your coffee, just go back home. Start over.
Do over. 1993. Now we're talking.
Now
right?
we're dancing.
All right. 1993
Top 40.
top 40. All right, we can handle that. Spin it. 1993 top 40, number 11. Again, we got to go to the Google machine. Number 11. What? 1993.
Yep.
Top 40. See if anybody can beat me to it.
I'm going to say, Tommy Watkins, where you at?
Yeah, he should be. You say 11?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee we know this one.
Yes, we do. Alexa, play Nothing But a G-Thang. Clean.
Nothing But a G-Thang by Dr.
Baby.
Dre, featuring
Yes.
Snoop Dogg on Amazon Music.
This is going to be bad. So pull your kids away from the TV because I'm not sure if I got the clean version.
100%. So, which is good, because as soon as this year hit, we knew we were going to know it.
Absolutely.
No matter what genre,
Yeah.
we nailed it, right? So when did you, as a kid growing up, you ride games with dads, and they're always listening to AM radio, and we thought, an old man thing to do. When did you become that? When did music stop in your life, and you went to the Jim Rome show with the
Yeah.
90s? I started listening to pretty heavy, all through the early 2000s. So when did we just stop with music?
So I don't know if you ever really stopped with music because I think you kind of I like music. Like I'm a huge music geek, right? Like I mean I go like I love. I mean I literally if you looked at my Pandora, it is like dyslexia. It is like music dyslexia. Like I have growing up, we would go on trips, and my dad he loved country, right? So we would listen to country, which was like Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, and all of those, right? So like that's where I started, and then you're 4th or 5th grade. You got Bon Jovi out there, MTV's out there. You're watching videos. Like, oh, this is sweet. You're going to the skating rink, right? The skating place.
Yep.
They're playing all kinds of music. Next thing you know, you got a slow song. You got to pay attention to that slow song, right? That's how you get to know
Couples and backwards skating all
Yeah.
day.
You got PM Dawn plays. You're like, oh, hey, Susie, want to hold my hand and dance around in a circle?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, you do, right? That leads into this eventually coming out, right? Do you remember, like, so on the do you remember the TV channel? So you had MTV.
Yep. VH1, MTV, the jukebox.
The jukebox. Yes. I got in so much trouble growing up. So much trouble.
Because you can call in, pay. Yes.
Yeah, no idea. It would show, parents got the phone bill, and they'd come back, and would come back, and like we owe like $250. I'm like, what'd you do? I played 911 as a joke like 100 times.
It was so bad, but so to answer your question, like,
That's a great song.
yeah, it sounds like, but that was kind of like my transition to like that music,
Yeah.
dyslexia. Like, so my brother chimes in like Ultimate Manilow. Like, yeah, it's embarrassing. I like Barry Manilow.
Yeah. I like Neil Diamond. Yes. I like Elvis. Yes. You know, I love all music.
Like,
Right.
I really do. Like, you give me Nirvana and Pearl Jam, to Johnny Cash, to Elvis, to even, I don't know, maybe I'm a little off key, like, with what's going on now.
Yeah. Just because I like artists.
Yeah. Like, in some sense, like, I'm sure there's really, really great artists out there, and it's probably just really different than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
But, like Dr. Dre's an artist.
Yeah. He's
Like him or not, like,
Right.
what he's done, what he's produced, what he's put out is
It's mega what he's done for pop
Yeah.
culture. You know,
dude. We gotta play again.
Alexa, stop.
Play again?
Yeah. So I was listening to. I'm a huge Beastie Boy fan.
Ooh.
And so they had an interview, and
We're gonna play one more time.
when they were talking in the interview, it's like, you know, what do you think
98?
about 98? We'll nail this.
Yeah, I think
we
so.
got it.
Rock. 98
We
rock.
got it.
I think so. I feel pretty good about it.
Number 7.
Number 7 song, 1998.
So yeah, Beastie Boys. They were talking about, you know, the new artists today and how they follow along and what they think of them. And they were just like, I don't know. I don't care about modern music because there's so much music in the time that I grew up listening to music that is undiscovered. Oh. So it's just, you know, and some of the songs that, you know, we used to listen to that were pop songs that were on the radio constantly and you get bored of hearing them. Now we love them. Yeah, love them. So it's, music's a powerful thing. This is fun, man. When Tom first introduced me, I was like, what's the point? Okay, first of all, I refuse to play, so we gotta play again. I don't play Creed. I don't play Creed.
Can't play Creed.
Okay, Creed's off.
Okay, no Creed.
Staff's off. Spin again.
I don't know that Creed is really the word, but something we don't want or agree with, we just,
Now we get 1989.
1989. We're going to nail it, man.
Yep.
Nail it, on it.
Oh, hip hop R&B.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Number 10.
Number 10. Oh, top 10,
1989.
1989.
Yeah. Thinking like Bobby Brown, maybe. Nah, he wasn't 10, man. He was top 5. I don't know.
Come on. Could be.
Yeah, it
Could
could
be
be
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he pretty much owned the. I put Michael in the top 40, man. I don't know if he's hip hop.
There's a lot of those that cross over though too.
Yeah.
It's a little.
And then when they compartmentalize, you know, what genre that evolves over time as well. Because
What was the number?
10.
Okay. Alexa, play "Back to Life" by Soul to Soul.
Back to life. Back to reality. By Soul to Soul.
Yeah.
Featuring Karen Wheeler on Amazon Music.
That's good. That's a good beat, man. That's a good groove right here.
This was that skating place song.
Yes.
I was a horrible skater too, by the way.
Sorry for the singing, guys. You know, I always say, because I can't sing doesn't mean I can't sing. So
Hey, we could always add karaoke to this. I need a bigger board.
Yeah. This would be a fun game to, like what we just did. You just guess it.
You know, once you spin it and you land on it, you got to guess. You get like multiple choice in that area.
Yeah.
So,
Tom,
Yes.
Parker Brothers, somebody. Hey, we need some of those high rollers in the stock market that can throw
Yes.
some capital our way.
What was the name of the company? And Milton Bradley.
Milton Bradley?
Get in touch with us. We've got your new big thing, and we could probably even make it somehow if we knew some smart people how to make it.
And Ellen,
Yeah.
I can't see how we can go to
Yes. Heads up.
Yeah,
We can do that. Here it is. So, man, I think we
This is
covered.
gonna be in my head, and I'm gonna travel time. I'm gonna get in the car. I'm gonna lean the seat back. And I'm just gonna coast, man. I'm gonna go to Northgate and just coast.
Just go.
Yeah.
Just go. So, I mean, next time, Greg, we'll yell it out loud. That way, all of those cat girls turn on. I didn't think about that, but that was an added bonus. That's
That is
fantastic.
awesome.
So, we've been on for about an hour. Did we miss anything?
Man, no, it was fun, man. It was a lot. We got we covered the guys that are looking to back us and help us grow this, man, which is huge. I don't know that we can talk enough
Again,
about them.
Local Legends, is there a tag where we can tag them on? Check the link out.
Be a legend. Be a local legend. .com. I'm going to tag it on here. It won't let me now. At it. But we'll tag it. I'm going to share it on my page. And you're going to start seeing more and more of it out there just because, I think we all love to see good things happen to good people.
Right.
And Ryan Weber is about as first class of a person as you're ever going to come across in your life.
Yeah.
So, why not? And then the meaning behind the local legend is, there's sentimental value in it because of people that have made a significant influence in your life. And then there's just the fun of it,
It looks good.
yeah.
It looks good.
Phenomenal, yeah.
I mean, yeah, like Tommy said on here, like that logo is smooth.
Yeah. I had to arm wrestle Jessica to get my hoodie back because it's so comfortable, but thankfully I won. And I'll get it back there when we get home.
Yes, and we're just really thankful, one, that people are listening in, tuning in, whether it's here or whether it's later on YouTube, which this will be up later on YouTube as well. We would love to find a way to kind of make this, obviously there's budget restrictions. Guess if you can't tell, I made this myself.
All right, so we're going to take the time to look at the logo here. So
Yes.
we'll show you how well this is. That's the true logo.
White Oak Productions.
Sweet logo. And then
Look at, yes,
the penmanship is just
tremendous.
second to none.
Yeah, you can't get this. You can get this at Hobby Lobby, but you can't get this at Hobby Lobby.
Right.
So, we're thankful that those folks are out there, and guys like Q and I, we love giving back as well. So anything that kind of comes up, we're always here to kind of help. But yeah, so definitely go out and check out Ryan's site, Local Legends. Check out White Oak Productions on Facebook. If you haven't already, they have great Saturday shows. Like if there's shows on Saturday, like it's not every Saturday. Sometimes it's out of the blue.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not doing anything. We're gonna have a show, or we're gonna do this. I mean, you might even see me, local legend, celebrity, guest DJ. I don't know. Maybe. I don't need to. I mean, I've kind of limited. I'm sorry, Tommy. I kind of destroyed the DJ game. We just kind of randomly play stuff now.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, definitely. If you got a wedding,
It's been good to take the weddings, man.
Parties.
Seriously,
Yeah.
just spin the wheel. It's like the
What do you want?
the roulette of
the request line.
Yeah,
The request line just opened up.
it's the roulette of music playing.
Yeah. So go support White Oak Productions if any of your DJ party needs as well. We've got, man, this is rolling. This was fun today.
Yeah, it went fast, man.
Did. So we've got, we got to go and actually legitimately pay bills.
Yeah, yes,
So-
yes, we have to go do what we have to. I got like an hour and 15-minute drive to
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Vivi, Indiana or Vive.
Vive. Let's play one more time. At least going out.
Yes,
1995.
got it.
Hip hop and R&B.
Crushing it.
Check it out. Number 20.
20.
Oh, this is gonna be a terrible song.
No.
95, 20 hip hop R&B.
Yes,
Let's try it, and then we'll.
I don't know that it's going to be terrible, man. I think you can. I think you're in the hundreds before you get to a bad R&B song.
What year? 95.
Yep, especially that year.
95 is pretty good.
So I watched Hip Hop, Evolution of Hip Hop on Netflix. Man, it's crazy to think hip hop started in '73. Young, so
Yeah.
again, going back to all the legends that we got to witness sports wise, the music that we got to witness.
All right.
TJ Tommy Two-Tone.
Probably right, I guess. Alexa, play Scream by Michael Jackson.
Scream by Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson.
Here we go with is Mike hip hop R&B? I say no.
It's funny how that
Alexa says
works.
Yeah. I remember this video.
I'm trying, it's getting me.
Because they wore like black. She wore like a black spandex, and it was like like white and black. Yeah, I see the video.
All right, now it's starting to come back. Yeah. So, anyway, we're super thankful. Thank you guys for joining us. This is going to wrap us up for tonight. Enjoy your Super Bowl over the weekend. Actually, we didn't talk about that so quickly before we get out. Who's going to win?
Oh man, the way that Tampa's playing defense right now, man, and what I go beat a dead horse. I got to go with Tom in the Bucs, man. And I'm gonna say 31 to 24.
All right. So that puts the under. Yeah, the under hits. Good. I'm going KC. Mahomes is too much.
Yeah.
38-34. I like that score too. You betting lunch, Josh?
Lunch it is.
You like to give lunches out. I ain't got one.
Lunch it is, and we will, wherever we choose lunch, man, we'll set up and have lunch there. We'll go lunch, go have lunch.
At least check in.
Yeah.
Do you think we probably hide something?
We'll just tell them when we 10 minutes ahead we do a live show and we're going to set up this at your table. And are you guys cool with that?
Works for me.
All
right.
right, then whatever, we'll figure it out.
Next week, we might be on more than once. Maybe we can go have that pickle sandwich. Maybe. I haven't had that even.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right. Peace out.